Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Grid Vision. We are live at COTA for the Spartan Sim Racing League Truck Series. I'm Joe LaCastro, joined in the booth by Sheldon Atkins and down in the truck by Austin Derbyshire tonight. Sheldon, welcome back to COTA. I think it feels like we were just here.
Yeah, a couple days ago, and yesterday too with the Cup Series. But yeah, it's good to be back here again. Get the final race of the week out of the way here at COTA, and what a good way to end it off too with the SSRL Truck Series. I mean, we saw one heck of a race here. You and I did Thursday night on our broadcast, and that race was a 1-for-1 of what the Cup race was yesterday. So I'm really excited to see what these guys can do in the trucks tonight.
Yeah, that was wild. It's a good chance for some people to really display their skill at road racing, and that's not going to be any different tonight. These guys in the trucks are always, they're excellent drivers, and this is a driver's course. So we'll see how they can handle that big dip, that big rise, and lift into turn one. And a few of these places I've seen a few other people just go flying off track into the sand. So anything's possible tonight. We've got 35 laps. We're going to take a break around 15. And we're going to take it straight on to the end of this one. Let's get a look at maybe the track conditions while we get ready to go into the keys to the race. Real quick here, it's 69 degrees in the air, 83 degrees on the track. It's just getting baked in the hot sun. Clear day though, not bad. Windy, 16 mile an hour winds. Not sure if that's going to affect too much. We'll see. And how about some keys to tonight's race? Why don't you go ahead and enlighten us, my friend?
Yeah, and also an 89-degree track temp. Going to be a lot of grip in the facility compared to the typical 120 that you see here. But keys to the race tonight, I'm going to have to go starting it out. The most important thing, we want to survive turn one. We saw it yesterday in the Cup Series. We saw it all week last week we were broadcasting here. That first corner, that sharp 90-degree left hand that we're looking at right now on camera. Going up that long hill, you're going to see a lot of chaos in there, especially in the first lap when everybody's packed up on top of each other, trying to charge in there and not break each other. Somebody's going to overstep it. You're going to see a little bit of chaos. 2, patience is everything. That goes for literally every aspect of this race. It's so easy to throw yourself off and get track limits, get yourself a black flag. It's easy to throw yourself off the track, get in the kitty litter, and easy to make mistakes that'll take you or yourself, somebody else out. You just want to save and maintain as much as you possibly can here. And number 3, think 2 steps ahead. But think 2 steps ahead, I mean, anytime you're trying to make a pass, think a corner and a half, 2 corners ahead, because it's all about setting up the passes here. Not a whole lot of passing zones. You really just got to be willing to give and take and set yourself up in a good position to take when you have the opportunity to.
I think you've hit on a lot of good key points there. We've seen situations where guys have gone for the pass and they just apply a little too much, miss their braking zone, and then they're off. So we've got eyes on Gary Donnellan here. We're getting through the warm-up phase right now before the grid starts, and let's give our picks for tonight's race. Let's see who we think is going to win. For me, looking at the list and remembering some of his previous performance here, I'm going with Scott Healy. I think he's got it in tonight to win this one. How about you?
Well, Healy's a pretty low-hanging fruit. Strong all year so far. I got to go though with Hunter Hughes and the 18 machine. Put together a really good performance at Watkins Glen earlier in the season. Definitely had the long-run pace, but unfortunate incident took him out of it. I feel like that 18 is going to be fast tonight.
18 it is, and then down in the truck, 27 of Phillips, Jake Phillips. Up there at the front right now, he's the pole position sitter with the fastest time around the track on his own. We'll see if Phillips can turn that into a victory and give Darby a dub. Just from this point of view, these S's and this track is just, it's such an exciting roller coaster of a track. We're using the shorter of 2 configurations here, so we don't quite get the advantage of the full back stretch, but there's still plenty of room for these guys to really open it up and find some speed. But you don't want too much speed, as you mentioned, that can quickly snap back on you here.
Yeah, there's next to no, basically no real points on this track where you're not in a corner or getting yourself prepared for a corner. It's honestly next to Sonoma, I think the most technical track on the circuit.
I think you're right. Hey, let's look at the grid now. We've got them lined up. We'll take it down from the top. Here we go. Jake Phillips is in the pole position with Scott Healy on the outside in second. Third, it's going to be Cody Porter. In fourth, Joseph Tucker. Fifth, Hunter Hughes. Sixth, Drew Prohl. Seventh, Kyle Westwood on the inside. Eighth, Colton Garner. Ninth, Evan Ethel. And 10th, Jordan Sailors.
Starting this thing off in 11th place, we got Gary Donlan, Christopher Fuchs is outside in 12th. 13th, going to be Tom Ringer Sr. with Scott Schroeder in 14th. Starting 15th is going to be Jason Kratke with James Staples his outside in the 24 truck. In 17th position, we got Art Nicotera with Chad Gunningsman in 18th. In 19th position, we got Todd Parent with JP Jones running it out the top 20. And running at the 21 truck field is going to be Tony Jeffries.
There you have it. That's our grid for tonight. Everybody's lined up. They're just waiting for the pace car to take them. I think we're doing a half lap start here. That way we don't have to go all the way around. This does, whenever you're on the road tracks, the yellow flags and everything takes a little longer because you got to do the full lap. But I think we're doing a shortened lap here. Everybody's starting about halfway through the lap. We can see some folks just tightening things up. That's the 39 of Joseph Tucker tight on Scott Healy. He wants to make sure that if Scott gets a good launch, he's right there with him because a good launch goes a long way here.
Absolutely does, especially to get yourself away from the chaos with the guys behind you.
Yeah, being in front is the way on a road course, especially in this kind of situation, because the only other option to be safe is to be far enough back that you see it happen without being in it. These are tighter quarters. This is a situation where blind corners and racing lines can lead you to go flying into really, really bad situations. You can't look ahead, 75% of the way almost around the track like you can, or 50% of the way you can on some larger banked tracks. This is just a different beast here.
Absolutely. Gonna be exciting, though. Everything we saw this week around this track was pretty intense white knuckle action, especially for a road course.
Yeah, that's very, very true, especially for a road course. There goes the pace car now. We're coming down to the start-finish line in a second here. We're going to round that corner. It'll be in sight, folks. Grip the edges of your seat, scoot over to him. That's where I am. I'm excited to see this get started. And we are go, go, go on Grid Vision for the SSRL Truck Series.
Here you go. Look at them fan out already further in the back of the pack towards the tail end of the top 10. 3, almost 4 wide through the first corner. Everybody looking like they're going to make it through straight.
Yeah, that was actually damn near graceful. But on that start, man, you've got to go wide. You've got to take it wide if you're going to take it at all with all the other cars around you, because staying tight, risking, one adjustment, one checkup, causing all of those cars to get caught up there. You just don't want to be the guy. So you're going to have your arms outstretched, and you're going to be giving a lot of personal space to anybody around you. And if you need to take it wide and take it a little slow, that's going to be how you take that turn one.
Also, Hunter Hughes already picking up a couple of spots here at the start of this thing, up to 3rd. I believe he started 5th.
Looking good. Everybody's making their way through. The line has formed now, the racing line. Moving off the racing line can be pretty detrimental to your overall pace here. Carrying momentum through turns is one thing, but the racing line is pretty... It's not that it's dictated, but you got to move off of it when you're trying to make a pass. Any other time, and you're going to be losing time potentially, or setting yourself up for a really bad braking zone.
Cody Porter with an advantage, but slowly starting to slip away a little bit. As you see Healy really starting to pull the reins in on that truck up there at the point of this thing.
It's a half second off right now. Here's the view from Scott Healy going up into turn 1.
Oh, and look at that. Healy so much more aggressive on the brakes. We get right to the back bumper of the 04 machine of Porter already through turn 1. Wants to get that lead back as soon as possible.
Yeah, he really does. That's a tough situation to find himself in. He was in a good position. Now he still is where he started, but Cody Porter was able to sneak on by there.
Healy really fast through that kink there.
I think he's faster. All the way around
contact.
goes Hunter Hughes.
Oh, no.
Hughes around the nose into the wall a little bit. Fancy little Tokyo drift. We're still green.
A little bit of contact from Tucker there, it looked like. The replay here. No, Hughes caught that curbing right there. It looked like it upset the truck a little bit. No harm, no foul, though.
Nothing yet.
Gets up into the grass.
Whoa.
Maybe had a time penalty or something from a cut. Not sure. Did we do time penalties here?
I don't think so. He got smacked, though.
He was way off there. I don't know if it was that or if he just got off into the grass and the back end wanted to start to kick around, and his buddy Tucker helped him finish it off.
Yeah, it did look like he got all four wheels across the line at one point. So if there was a time penalty and he was slowing down, that's the only reason I could think of somebody to give him that hard of a check.
Tough break to start this thing off for Hughes as he falls back to 9th position.
Oh, side by side.
Here comes Healy. 64 truck shown in this way, shown all season. Just bad, fast pace everywhere we go.
Through the S's now. Healy hot on the heels of Cody Porter. He's got the faster car right now. You can sense it. There's just something in the air right now that's hovering on Scott Healy. He's looking for the spot. There's only a couple of really decent spots here for a pass. You've got the turn 1 dive. You've got a couple other turns where if you really just throw it, you can get a good pass in. So Scott Healy has got to take another one of your keys to the race. Patience to heart. If he doesn't do that, it's going to cost him. Here's a good pass.
Here he goes with the dive down to the bottom. Not able to get it, though.
Yeah. That double right hand is a good passing zone.
I like what Healy's doing. You see him really running wide, trying to maximize the most out of the track surface. Build as much momentum as possible. He's got Porter set where he has to be defensive. You see Porter running really low into the corners, trying to block off any kind of dive bombs. And it's good strategy for Porter, but eventually them tires aren't going to want to do that for long. You see Porter ready sliding to the track, and here comes Healy down to the bottom.
Healy
contact.
What a gentleman. He could have thrown that. He could have ended up side by side with Cody Porter, but he kind of held off a little bit because they both went flying through that turn, and they both went off a little more than I think they expected to.
Here we go. Shades of what we saw Sunday night in the Cup race and Thursday night with the other league we covered. All three of these vehicles under a blanket with each other right now. Once these leaders start to get tied up, it's just so hard for the passes to be made. It throws everybody right into the ring with each other. What's Tucker going to do?
That's a good question. Tucker sees the battle ahead of him, and I bet he's wondering how it's going to play out. Because if you're Tucker, right, this is a perfect point of view. You see Scott Healy just giving the beans to it and getting really close to Cody Porter. I don't know if at this point you make a move on Scott Healy. You probably could take advantage of the fact that he's solely focused on Cody Porter, but it would be a dangerous move unless you know exactly what to do, because Healy's going to try to throw it for a pass. And if you're trying to pass Healy and he's thinking about Porter, there's going to be some miscommunication there.
Tucker, the one thing you want to do right now is just ride. Let these two go to battle with each other and try to catch them and pick up the pieces. If he gets racing with Healy and they get in a real big battle, Porter and that 04 Machines is going to run away.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the situation with yellow flags on a road course like this, I mean, we've already seen it. Your truck can go off and you're not going to get that position back. You're going to end up losing it to anybody that gets anywhere near you. But with this much of a stretch right now, we have an 8-second stretch, 7.5 seconds between Joseph Tucker and Drew Prohl.
Here it is. See Healy got the lead there at the line.
Oh, let's see it.
Here he's going to dive right down to the inside of Porter here into the last corner. Deep dive, late on the brake. One heck of a charge. Somehow finds the grip to get the job done.
Very clean pass. Yeah, there was grip there to find it. He found it.
Took 5 laps, so it's now in control of Healy.
Ooh, there's a replay right now of Hunter Hughes. The 18, unfortunately. It looks like, right into the back of Jordan Sailors.
Yeah, Sailors gets loose in front of him. And no real place for Hunter Hughes to go because at that point you're already committed to the throttle.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty much going to have to send it because gravity says that's where you're headed.
Healy already up to nearly 1 second advantage over second place Porter. And here comes Tucker trying to throw a little bit of shade at that 04 machine. Tucker running much more tidy, shallow entry there through the double right-hander.
Yeah, I think there's something. Yeah, the 04 machine needs some defense, and I'm not sure where it's going to find it right now because it's not from just raw speed, unfortunately. But what I don't know. What kind of defense would you prescribe the 04 machine? It looks like 39 here almost made a move for turn 1 here.
Something that saves those Goodyear Eagles just a little bit more than what you got. He got to that lead. He got a good advantage, and I feel like he just overheated those tires, overheated those brakes, and now he's just in a situation where he has to minimize the bleeding.
Very good, very good. Through the S's they come. Joseph Tucker.
I'll tell you what, though, Tucker really brought a fast forward here this week.
No kidding.
That 39's looking good.
He's putting down times.
Oh, and a huge shot. Oh, Porter just about loses it. Can he keep it under him? Yes, he will.
Unfortunate. Just missed his zone. I think he probably couldn't see anything.
I don't think it was any of that. I think it was, hey, I'm back here and I'm faster.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I thought it was a little accidental checkup there from the hard left, but yeah, he really shoveled him pretty good there. I'm glad that didn't turn into more than what it was.
He was really trying to move me. Would have kept the throttle cracked just a little bit to push him all the way through the corner. That's just a wake-up call. Hey, I'm back here, man. I need you to move out of the way. If you don't, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Get that chrome horn. You know, I talk about it so much when we go to the short tracks and the road courses. It's not just a get him out of the way. It's a use that to kind of play mind games with these guys. If they know you're going to throw that bumper, they're going to start running more defensive, and the odds are they're going to make a mistake before you ever get to them.
Well, here's our current points leader in the series, Chad Ganningsman.
What happened here? Chad with just a really heavy lockup.
Yeah, maybe road courses aren't his thing. The truck.
Yeah,
he's mentioned that before.
And Chad, not a fan of the road courses. Can't say I blame him. Unless it's Watkins Glen, I'm out to lunch.
Yeah, I think that's the case for a couple of guys here.
Sometimes I really get the Roval figured out, but that's a rarity.
Someday. You got plenty of time.
Days. Yeah. I think that ship sailed.
All right. Well,
too many bad habits.
Too many bad habits. Hey, fair enough. At least you know yourself.
Looking at Hunter Hughes right now. After his unfortunate misstep at the start of this thing to really throw him back into traffic. Still mired in the 9th position. No forward progress.
Yeah, mired is a good way to put it.
Good news for him, he's not in no man's land.
And there is a no man's land here. Let's be clear. There's a few. So. There's one directly behind Hughes. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like Tucker's the first one in no man's land at the moment. When I say no man's land, oh no, he's closer to Porter than I thought he was. Looking at the metric there.
He's tucked in. Yeah, look at the gap between Tucker and Jake Phillips, though. Yeah.
Phillips will be the first man in no man's land. And what I mean by that is, you're back there. You're kind of in the middle. You see
Yeah.
nobody in front of you, and you see nobody in the mirror, and you just feel like you're running test laps for the entire stint. It's a good place to be,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, you're just
Something's
doing
bound to
qualifying
happen at the
laps
front.
against yourself.
Something's bound to happen at the front. You know they're going to wreck them up behind you at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not ambitious, but it's safe.
Really starting to flex his muscles here, though, pulling off to a 1.8 second advantage over Porter in second.
It's a pretty
looks like
sizable chunk.
And it looks like that heat that Tucker had's kind of subsiding a little bit here.
He's keeping up.
That is actually a good note from my producer. Though Jake Phillips started from the pits already up to 4th place. It's a hard-fought no man's land.
Yeah, I didn't remember that little morsel. That's good to know. Yeah, it is a hard-fought no man's land. So he's out there now, hovering around 4th. And barely anybody behind, barely anybody in front. Here comes my pick, Scott Healy. Down around across the halfway point. Looking for that braking zone. This is a tough spot for a lot of people. This turn here can be a real killer.
Yeah, look at these guys setting themselves up, too, to get that corner entry as easy as possible. Running way wide, almost over the rumble strips to the opposite side of the corner. Trying to get as much out of that apex as possible without choking the truck down.
Yeah, and these big double apex turns are so inviting in terms of cutting them a little bit tighter to try to get geometry on your side a little bit and try to get that extra speed. But any decision you make to go, again, outside of that sort of established way, and you're going to be burning your tires or burning your velocity. You got to sacrifice one or the other.
We're looking at the 55 machine and back to Porter here.
Here they come. 1, 2, 3. Healy, Porter, and Tucker. This is, again, kind of what we saw, right? A small group out in front.
I'll tell you what, Phillips is fast. Every time I look up there at the scoreboard, it looks like he's picked up another second on Scott Healy, your race leader.
Yeah, he's closing the gap.
Get a stage break or something. That 27 machine is going to be a real thorn in the side for Scott Healy. Sorry, the 27.
Well, got 5 laps until that break, so let's see how far Jake Phillips can get up until then. Although, like you said, once we get there, it'll be all. That's when the accordion will collapse, and we'll have a nice shootout for the latter half of this race.
That's somebody we ain't talked about yet. Westwood floating around in the 6th position, right in front of Hunter Hughes. Hughes finally back up to 7th position.
Very good. Very good.
God's done a good job the past couple weeks, just having really nice, tidy, clean races. Uneventful, but staying out of trouble. And at the end of the day, that's what you want to see.
Precisely. Yeah. I stopped picking him to stop cursing him, and he's been doing pretty good since, so I'm glad for that.
Yeah, keep on doing that. Next week, I'm going to pick the pace car, because my last 3 picks have all gotten wrecked on lap 1.
You can't lose if you don't compete. And it leads every lap that it's in.
God, it is Phoenix next week. Yeah, that's going to be rough.
Remix.
We almost had the record number of cautions there in NIS last year.
Well, let's try not to set that record this year. Or beat that record, I guess I should say.
Here comes Tucker with another deep charge into the corner, trying to get to the back bumper of Porter.
And
Good
he was
exit,
there,
too.
Yeah.
He got a really good exit, too. I was figuring he was going to blow the exit on that. See if he sent it in, but he is right there, mired on the back bumper. No,
and
big slide.
I thought I saw him hit the brakes. Like, I think that he's not going to use his momentum right now for a pass. Or if he is, he's waiting for it.
He's just got to wait for the part where the track's going to open up an opportunity. He can't really get it done in the double apexes.
Your brain, my lizard brain goes, do it, just do it, and no.
There we go, Tucker, right to the back bumper. Is he gonna be able to get done here?
Let's see. He's got the motion. Nope, he's tucking it back in.
Yeah, he tried to dive down to try and fake deal 4 to go low to try and get defensive into the first corner. Porter did not fall for it, though. He's a little bit better of an exit, though, than Porter. Coming down the hill into the S's. Nice and tidy over the curbs.
We're going to take a little break, folks, and when we come back, we'll have the stage break for you. We'll be right back on Grid Vision. Don't go nowhere.
You want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Makoni.
With the launch of Makoni Entertainment and Makoni Competizone alongside Makoni Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MakoniSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, folks. Hope you got those drinks topped up, legs and arms stretched, and you're ready to see the end of stage 1. We're on lap 13 out of 15, so we're going to be seeing it here pretty soon. Right now, out in front, it's Scott Healy, currently leading the pack with the small pack of Cody Porter and Joseph Tucker right there behind him. Way out ahead. Way out, it's kind of an overstatement. Jake Phillips has gotten to sub 6 seconds from the crew ahead of him, shaving time off with every lap. And behind him, another gap to Hunter Hughes.
Yeah, Phillips has got a real fast pace tonight. Be expecting to see him make a bunch of moves here after the stage break.
Yeah, that's going to be the moment for him here as we come down and get ready to cross the line. I think we'll be starting lap 14 here very soon. Yep, here we go.
Drew Prohl right now. Quiet race for
Oh,
him,
full.
sitting in the 6th position right now.
Taking a very wide corner on 1, which is a very easy corner to go wide in. You lose a lot of weight at the top of that hill when you crest turn number 1, and losing all that weight on the car, you lose grip. You got to approach it with caution.
We're all looking pretty good out here today, though, in the Chessie Tucker Chevrolet. Nice, just about looped it there.
Yeah, I noticed that right
Sorry,
after we were
Ford.
saying that he's looking good.
Sorry about that, meant to say Ford. Yeah, he's, after the past couple weeks, last week, man, rough one from start to finish for him in that 80 machine. But here comes Westwood.
That's true.
Westwood setting him up here, trying to get him move. Didn't quite get the exit he was looking for there, though. Roll's gonna pull away from here by a substantial amount.
Comes that big double right.
And right there, what we saw there, that was somebody setting up a pass in the middle of an area where you shouldn't really be setting one up. And that's why you see such an advantage go back to Prohl here.
Up at the front, the end of the stage is on its way, and its name is Scott Healy. He's getting ready to cross the line in a little bit here, going through the S's, about halfway through. This is going to be the end. This is going to be the lap that ends stage 1 of tonight's race at Circuit of the Americas. We're going to go to stage 35, so we still have some race left in us. It's the 24 we see goes a little bit wide there. That's James Staples, our lap car right now in the situation. Scott Healy gets around him. Double left.
Staples doing a good job.
Great
Keeping it out of
exit.
the way.
Scott Healy knows this track well. I remember watching him race here before and looking at his qualifying times. I said, I remember this now. Scott Healy's got this track on lock. So we'll see. I think that he's held on. He's earned and held on to the lead pretty sizably as we come around here looking at the start-finish line. There it is, folks. The yellow flag is out. Scott Healy has won stage 1. He'll take those stage points. Behind him, we'll give you the top 10. Cody Porter in 2nd, Joseph Tucker in 3rd, Jake Phillips in 4th, Hunter Hughes in 5th, Drew Prohl in 6th, Kyle Westwood in 7th, Evan Ethel in 8th, Colton Garner in 9th, and Jordan Sailors will be the 10th car, earning bonus points at the end of this stage. Whew. Just when lap traffic starts to become an issue, everybody's going to get slammed back together here. You want to see if we can maybe talk to one of the drivers right now? You want to do an interview, Sheldon?
Yeah, sure thing. Let's pull Scott Healy up here, stage 1 winner.
Yeah, pick the guy who's the furthest away from me on Discord. That's the way to do it.
You're welcome. I like doing that to you every week.
I know. I still haven't quite figured out how to easily move somebody here. So give me a second. Well,
Scott Healy, Sheldon. Oh, Scott Healy, Sheldon Atkins up here in the Grid Vision booth. Looks like you got a pretty fast hot rod under you today. How you feeling about your chances?
50-50. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna risk it. You already know how these races go for me.
Well, looks like you got most of the competition waxed. Porter seems like he's got a good piece if he can just keep the tires under it, and Phillips definitely seems like he has a hard charging piece of equipment. How's that got you feeling?
Just gonna save a little bit more. I know I'm fast in the long run, short run. I just need to save a little bit better, and maybe I can pull away from them.
Yeah, so how is the tire fade here today, by the way?
It's not that bad. I mean, my setup's pretty good. I don't know about anybody else's setup. It could be worse, could be better. But I mean, my car feels pretty good.
All right, man. Well, hey, we'll let you get back to it. Congratulations on the stage 1 win, and see how you close this thing out for us.
Appreciate it. Hopefully I see you guys. We'll see about tonight.
Best of luck out there, man.
All right. That was Scott Healy, our current race leader He started off in second, worked his way up into first over some pretty tough battles that, for folks just joining us, if you watch the Cup Series or you watch, if you happen to catch the ISCA last week, there was another league that Sheldon and I had the honor of broadcasting. The races here that we've seen, the little pack forms out at the front of the pack. And that little pack is outstanding, and it's always just a nail biter. And I think we're seeing that happen again here tonight with these 3 cars.
Absolutely. It seems real difficult for these guys to get away. It's because you have 3 drivers that are really matched with each other on talent levels. And you got a 4th one, like I said, pulling himself up into the picture too, with Phillips back there in 4th. It'll be interesting to see how this thing transpires. Also, did I catch you hitting the Matthew McConaughey reference in Austin, Texas?
I did. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, but I did. All right. I did do that.
Tip of the hat to you there, partner.
Hey, thank you very much.
You're really going to win the
Time
race
is a
off pit
flat
road.
circle. There we go. I get one more in. A True Detective reference. More of the uplifting, iconic Matthew McConaughey performances.
Absolutely. You see, Chad Ginning's been going to stay out here, try to get those couple points. A rough race for him in that 97 machine.
It's been a tough one for Genningsman, but he's the current points leader. But I think that I think he might be able to afford to enjoy his drive here. We're going to take another short break though, and when we come back, stage 2.
Goat Racing Diecast is the sponsor of the Warrior League Goat Racing Diecast 150 at the Monster Mile, and that's what the famous words of motorsports. Hey, Gabby. Driver, start, go, and go!
Welcome back, one and all, to the SSRL Truck Series. It's Monday night. I'm Joe LaCastro. He's Sheldon Atkins, and he's Austin Derbyshire, and you are joining us for the best in iRacing action. The lights are off. We're getting ready for stage 2 to begin. Lap 18 out of 35. We're about halfway through tonight's race, and we've seen some great racing up front here. Current leader Scott Healy is back out there. He is being followed by Cody Porter and Hunter Hughes, but let's not forget Jake Phillips, who started this race up in the pole position. He is still in contention. Now that everybody is kind of, like I mentioned earlier, accordioned back down, we're going to get a chance to see, another chance to see how these guys shape up when they're all next to each other.
Hey, what? Got a few new shakers up here at the front of this thing too. Hunter Hughes getting another stab at it, back up to the 4th position. Be interesting to see what he's able to get done that 18 machine, but at 27 of Phillips, man, I just got him circled right now. Strong drive to get himself up here into position, and based on what we're seeing on the timesheets, I think he may have one of the faster trucks in the field. But Porter, no slouch out here today, and Healy still the man in control of the thing.
That's a very good point. Now, Phillips' best time is only 300ths slower than our current race leader, Scott Healy. So they're both running very, very fast vehicles. We were just talking to Scott a little bit during the break. He's pretty confident with where his car is at. So let's see how confident Mr. Phillips feels with his vehicle as we get through about the halfway point of the lap, getting ready to go through the second half and get things kicked off again here.
Also, another question to really be thinking about is turn one going to be Calamity Corner like we've seen so many times before here at Dakota?
Yeah, well, we didn't see it at the beginning of the race. I'm inclined to think we won't see it here. I think that everyone figured out that this is how we're going to take turn one. And if woe befall the man who changes the game plan on everybody else after seeing exactly how we got through it the first time.
Also got to factor in, though, this is the last time that these guys are going to be this bunched up going into turn one on a restart here.
That's true.
There'll be another caution for this thing. Only flag is going to wave next is going to be the checkered.
Very likely this situation, and you're very right. Turn one is a place where you can squeeze into a few extra positions and try to find a spot for yourself. There goes the pace car. Scott Healy and Cody Porter out in front, coming around the corner, looking for the start-finish line. Here comes the start-finish line. Here comes the zone to get things going for stage 2 of tonight's race. And we are go yet again on Grid Vision.
They even started here. Porter gets a really good launch on a turn one and diving down to the inside is a 27 to Phillips, but he thinks better of it.
Ooh,
really hurt his corner there.
Hard.
Porter going to cycle back to second, though, with Hewley in charge at the moment. Here comes Hunter Hughes diving up to third there through the S's.
Hughes is one of those drivers that had an unfortunate spin earlier, but he's back in it right now, up 2 from where he started in 5th. He was one of those guys that actually, I think he just did almost exactly what he did at the beginning of the race, where he got his positions out of turn 1, turn 2, and then he was able to hold on to that position for a while until getting unfortunately spun somewhere during the middle of stage 1. So we'll see now that he's back in his position if he can provide the heat that's going to be right there on Cody Porter's tail.
Actually, the middle of lap 1.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, really rough break for Hughes, but back up here into the fight where he was before. I know we got a turnaround here a little bit further in the back of the pack. Looks like the 74 machine. I think that's Schroeder.
Correct, sir. Scott Schroeder. Let's get a replay of that in the way back machine. Take you back in time a few moments. Scott Schroeder touches the apron just a little bit. Looks for his braking zone. Hits it.
A lot worse than that.
Ooh.
I think he was somebody else's braking zone there.
Yeah, he was. He was somebody else's braking zone. He got just pushed around into turn 1.
Drew Prohl, also an unfortunate bystander there. Lucky enough to keep the brakes locked up on the thing so he doesn't get caught up in an incident, but unfortunate enough to lose a boatload of time out of that deal.
Let's check in with the race leader right now. Scott Healy is out in front with about a half second on Cody Porter. Cody Porter out in front of Jake Phillips by almost a full second.
Porter just about lost it coming out turn 1 there. He's feeling the pressure from Phillips. He's worked himself back up to third. Phillips trying to force him to run defensive through the S's. Porter not falling for it, though.
No, it looks like Porter's still got eyes on Healy. He's not really got Jake Phillips. Maybe he has him on the mind at this point. I mean, he is really close, but you can't let that, flabbergast you. You've got to focus on what's ahead of you. Because if you miss this braking zone, we'll see. Oh, Phillips, here we go.
Deep dive, and I think he's going to get it here.
Porter, fight for it, buddy.
Now Porter's got the preferred line, but Phillips has some momentum. He's going to ring it around through the first of the double right-handers, but here comes Porter back. And now Phillips back to the low line here.
Porter, double little contact maybe.
Phillips has it.
Very, very wild. Very wild. They both managed to keep it on the track, though. Very professional racing from the two of them. I thought for sure we were going to see a door bang, either intentionally or unintentionally, from Cody Porter there. That was a good squeeze out of Jake Phillips.
Phillips with a really smart move. And now look at him just reel into the gap that Scott Healy thought he had built up. All the way down to 0.6 of a second.
Here comes turn one. This could be a big time moment for Jake Phillips. Sitting at around 60 cents on the dollar. A little bit. But that gap is closing, as you mentioned.
Phillips with a better lunch down through the S's. Got him down to 0.3 here. First time we've seen Healy under real pressure all race.
That's true. That's true. And here comes the setup. Fast S's. Love to see it. Oh, goes wide. Now takes it down to the inside.
He's going to try and fake him.
Ooh. Healy.
Healy
off
swings
track.
wide.
Yeah, that's going to cost him.
He is in Healy's head right now.
You can clearly see it. Healy's got nothing to think about but what's right behind him, unfortunately, in this kind of situation. He's going to have to focus on driving defensively, which is going to slow him down in the long run.
Advantage is back up to 4.5, though. Leaning in favor of Healy. Phillips is closing it all up right there in that fast left-hander. Final corner, it's going to be Healy's lap, though.
Yep, once again. But I think that there is a moment coming here. I think that there is a reckoning that will occur where Jake Phillips is going to absolutely put the screws to Scott Healy, and we're going to see just how defensive Scott Healy wants to drive. Is he going to be as, not gracious necessarily, but is he going to be as giving as Cody Porter was with his space, or is he going to fight a little bit more for it and risk it all for the biscuit?
There's one thing you and I've learned this week at COTA. It's never over until that last lap.
It's true.
Phillips really fast through the kink. They're going to close up a little bit of time on Healy. Look ourselves through the field.
Yeah.
Where's
the rest of this fight?
Tucker right there to his back bumper. And off the track goes the one machine. Sailors. One heck of a dodge by Tucker.
Yeah. Big dodges, I was going to say big recovery, but he really just barely kept it. I think this is all driver here.
A little bit of a lockup there in the kink.
Yeah.
Force him up there to the grass. Through that front end grip, and around she almost went.
I think that he was a little bit afraid of losing position and just wrenched that wheel a little bit while he was in the grass. That started him into the slide. At that point, you just got to abort and try not to crash the car.
Depending too on setup, it's just so easy to lock the brakes in these stock cars. And if you here we go, diving to the bottom is the 27 of Phillips. Is he gonna get him here? Oh, contact, and around goes Healy. Phillips checks up and tries to spare him. Phillips sacrificed himself to make sure that Healy didn't get completely ruined there.
Wow, hats off, boys.
He didn't want to take it like that.
That's gentleman's racing. This is a gentleman's race. Yeah, no one likes to make a pass like that. Wow.
And I just don't think Healy really expected that 27 machine to be exactly where it is. When you pull out that late on somebody, it's really hard for that other driver to anticipate. Because at that point in the corner, you've already checked in the mirror. You're already got a good understanding where you're going to put the car. Those last-second flukes like that really makes it difficult for you.
Yeah, what we say. I mean, I mentioned there was going to be that reckoning moment. That was probably it right there. A move like that. Throw yourself down on the inside, but I think Healy was a little wider there than he had maybe taken it previously. I don't know. I don't really blame Jake Phillips too much for that.
Ooh, Westwood with a huge slide.
That's a little brake lockup situation potentially.
That's a little bit of wheel hop. I think he grabbed a gear a little too quick. Here comes Healy back to the rear bumper of Porter there through the final corner.
Giving him the heat. Here comes one. This is where he maybe now it's a little time for a little quid pro quo.
How much is Porter going to hold up the 64 machine? Healy didn't go for a dive bomb there, staying in line behind him, so committing to half a lap of riding on the back bumper of the 04 machine.
He's got it. Healy's got this track on lock. So now the question is, how much of the battle does he have on lock between himself and between himself and Cody Porter, between Jake Phillips behind him?
Yeah, don't forget about that 27 machine, because we see how fast he is. Only person to give a real fight to the 64 since the green flag dropped. Here comes Phillips, diving to the bottom again, gonna try to make a pass on Healy.
Healy's just
Healy
gonna go wide. Yeah. You don't want a repeat of it.
Healy knows that 27 machine is just a little bit quicker than he is right now. And he knows his best opportunity to get by that 04 with less time lost is to let that 27 go for it. But oh, here comes Healy with a shot to the back.
Yeah, he had to check up there to avoid really plowing into the 27. They had some very different ideas of when to hit the brakes there. Yeah, Healy is very, very fast.
Especially through those S's over there.
Oh, through the stadium session.
Healy coming down
Section,
pit road.
excuse me.
Gonna take the undercut here. Gonna get those 4 fresh Goodyears and some fuel.
Hey, no time like the present.
Smart
Everybody's
move
going
right
to have
there.
to eventually. He just set the rhythm.
Here comes Phillips, looming in the mirror of the 04 machine of Porter. Clean pit box entry for Healy. There they go. Throwing the right sides on. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for the 64 machine.
It's going to put him in good position to get his stuff back once he gets back on the track. And he was the first
how fast
one.
These things. Let's see just how fast this thing is with 4 freshies on it.
Here we go. Needs a lap to warm him up.
Well, the time fall off doesn't look like it's too much. Cody Porter's up here only 0.6 of a second off of his fastest lap of the race.
For Cody Porter currently leading. Now having to hold off Jake Phillips without the buffer of Scott Healy between the two of them.
And Phillips and Porter are matching times. It's the last handful of laps. Bit of a deeper dive there for Phillips. Going to close him up on entry, but he's going to lose a ton of time on exit. Good entry to the final corner for Phillips. Not able to do anything with it. The Porter's doing a good job maximizing his drive off right now. He's definitely found something in that 04 machine that he probably didn't know was there at the start of this thing.
Yeah, something, NOS canister in the glove box, something like that.
Yeah. Dumped a bunch of lead shot out the frame rail.
And every little bit counts, man. Whatever it is, whatever he's feeding it, whatever he's taking off of it, it clearly has been working out for him. And hey, we have less than 10 laps left in this race.
Phillips keeping him honest right now, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's making it so that no matter what he did to the car, he still has to drive it, because Phillips is keeping the heat on. No matter where Porter goes, he's been within, half a second or so, almost consistently.
I'm really interested in how the strategy is going to work out for Healy.
That's a good question right now. He's sitting 9th, looking at 8th. I think his strategy is just wait and see when everybody else pits, and being the first one.
We got to wait for him to cross the line here for us to tell, how fast a lap he's running on those fresh tires compared to your leader. This lap,
That's
bit of
true.
fall off for Porter, running a 138, and here comes the 27 of Phillips right to the back bumper. Still not able to maximize down the straightaway, though. These two are so close. Hundredths separating the two of them.
There we go, Jake Phillips. Good livery there with the Elliott Sadler Esports. Probably very proud of their team member right now.
Oh yeah, a lot of talent in that group too. Oh, big slide for Porter. This is huge for Phillips.
Yeah,
Get him right to the back bumper.
That cost him a lot.
Now, right there's one of the areas where Porter's had a few stumbles in this race. See that quick kink.
And around they go. All right, I'm going to ask a quick question. Is this the stadium section? Ah, very good. Okay. We're exiting. We just left the stadium section. All right, I'm going to memorize this track. By God. I'm going to make sure I get it right.
Also, bad news for these guys that have stayed out on the older tires. Healy, his first lap on fresh tires, 137.4. Oh, and here comes the pass. Here comes Phillips, sending it in to the final corner. He's going to get the lead from Porter here at the line.
He'll take it. Is Porter going to come back, though? Let's see. Checking on Hunter Hughes really quick. Wayback Machine says he crashed. Let's see what happened.
I just got a little too much wheeling it over the curbs there and caused that thing to come right around on him.
Yeah.
Lazy slide, didn't lose any real time though.
Nope, not really.
Yeah, these guys up front, they're going to start pitting here soon. Because Healy just ran a 136. They're up here running 138s and 139s. Healy, 2 seconds, over 2 seconds faster than your race leader, Jake Phillips.
Well, then I guess it's just a ticking time bomb now.
Guess they've saved a little bit in the tank to make it to the end, but I doubt that.
And the end's in 7 laps, so they better be pitting now. Or they're going to make it all the way, which I don't think is the case.
You have to start getting aggressive with the saving.
Yeah.
All I can think.
Clutching it down.
Healy's charged. Look at the slide right there from Phillips. Never took his foot off the throttle either.
There he goes. Maybe he should have pitted there. Yeah.
Yeah. He might be good on fuel. It's hard to tell with the trucks, especially in the series with the reduced fuel cell.
Yeah. He pit on lap 2. That was the last time that, Joseph Tucker saw the pit.
That's an interesting strategy.
Oh, excuse me. That was he's pit twice, is what I mean. I was reading the wrong column.
Oh, yeah, that would explain there. Never explained that there, Joe.
Yeah, again, the glasses. I got nothing. Long story short, he has pit. He's pit twice. He pit on lap 17. So, like a lot of these guys did, actually.
Sounds to me like there's a little beer in the glass.
A little beer here. Do I have any beer here? I actually don't. I have a bottle of water. Most benign thing I could possibly drink.
Sounds like a lot of fun at parties there, Joe.
Woo!
Phillips just nursing a second lead, though, over second place Cody Porter. Nice and tidy through the final corner, leading him to the line here to take 6 laps to go.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for me to see Cody Porter making up that time without just a massive, screw up from Jake Phillips.
We said
Oh.
the same thing. Said the same thing at Watkins Glen, and we got it.
And we did.
Three
Yeah,
different
it's true.
drivers in the last 5 laps.
It's anything is game here. It's very true. We've had the camera jumping around a little bit, getting to wrecks that have been happening in the back, and they've been wrecks that have been, not. Some have involved other cars, but some have just been people who are driving. So it's definitely within the realm of possibility for Jake Phillips to just drive his car straight to hell, and Cody Porter to go sailing past him.
All it takes is for Phillips also to catch a lap car at the wrong time. For that lead to evaporate as well. But right now,
Yeah.
Phillips is doing a good job starting to stretch it back out, pulling up to a 1.3 second advantage over second place Cody Porter. So we work themselves through the double right-handers here. Such a tricky set of corners.
And right now, it looks like the guys on track on the previous laps are definitely peppering themselves in between.
Oh,
We got a yellow.
We got a yellow?
Huh.
What?
So late in the game, we got 5 laps left to go. This means we're gonna have a shoot. We're gonna have basically a 2-lap to the finish, or we're gonna end up in a green-white checkered.
I don't know what happened there.
Big question mark. Let's find out. See if maybe the Wayback Machine can take us and show us the truth of things. Yeah, I don't have anything either. I have Chad Genningsman, but that was I see Chad Genningsman crashed.
Somebody's cat jump on something up there in the tower.
Maybe.
Looking at Chad Genningsman here. The thing that we have on the replay log right now.
It's got to be it.
That wouldn't even remotely be enough to throw a yellow.
Okay. Yeah.
That must.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay. If it was thrown, then I guess we'll have to speculate. Yeah, a cat jumping on the keyboard. I like that idea. Yeah, a caution limit. Someone might have hit the incident limit. Or the overall race might have. I do think that's likely what it was.
Sense.
Yeah.
Good call.
That slide out of Genningsman may have been what triggered that, though. That's my guess.
Oh, we just put Genningsman on the kill cam there.
Yeah, last accident that we have any visual proof of was that. So I'm going to, put my foot down and say we don't know. Let's go ahead and take one final commercial break for tonight's race, folks. Don't go anywhere because we've still got just a little more racing left to go here on Grid Vision.
Makoni Entertainment and Makoni Competizone alongside Makoni Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MakoniSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoatRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available, with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome to Go Racing Diecast and the sponsor of the Warrior League Go Racing Diecast 150 and the Monster Mile. And that's from famous words of motorsports. Hey Gabby. Driver, start, go, and go!
Hey folks, welcome back to the SSRL. We are going to cover the last 3 laps of this race as the racers get ready. We're only about a third of the way through this last pace lap here, our 1 to green situation. Let's talk about who's out in front right now. Scott Healy, Jordan Sailors, and Hunter Hughes are currently your 1, 2, 3. Joseph Tucker, who was also up there, is in 4th. Jake Phillips in 5th. It's going to be a hell of a race here to the end. That first turn is going to be an opportunist's dream. So we'll see who takes the most advantage and who gets left in the dust. Remember, there's probably the best chance of having another yellow is going to come from that turn, I'm thinking. So if we have anybody covering the track or it getting completely filled up, we could end up in a green-white checkered situation, just like snapping your fingers. Sheldon, what do you think are the over-under on us getting into a green-white checkered?
Well, we're basically already there, going green with 2 laps to go, 2 laps shootout. You got 3 guys up here on the front on older stuff holding it up. Phillips cycled back to 4th place here. It's gonna be interesting.
This is like, yeah, this is a natural green-white checkered situation where we've got that 2 to go, 2 laps just to get things cleared up. We're looking for the white flag, so let's hope that these guys can keep it clean. Getting ready for that second to last turn. Going to be looking for the start finish line here pretty soon. You see some tire scrubbing going on. Some of these guys on newer tires. That's the 27 of Jake Phillips. They need to get those tires up to speed and ready to race as soon as possible. So doing a little bit of scrubbing will get them ready to go. There goes the pace car. He knows better than to stay in front of this hive of angry bees that's behind him right now. And the hive is on their way, rounding the corner, looking for the start-finish line. It's the end of tonight's race coming up here. The SSRL Monday Night Truck Series. And we are green yet again for the end of tonight's race. There goes Scott Healy out to the front. Big shove is Jordan Sailors, and we're getting ready for turn one.
Phillips looked like he was going to try and dive to the bottom. Not able to do it. They lost a lot of time. Whoa, one truck flying way deep into turn one. I think that was Donlan. And that right there is a huge loss of time. Yep, Donlan is around in front of the field.
Yep. It looks like he is, unfortunately. Might be the only one, though. It looks like almost everybody else made it through there. We are 3 to go here.
There's a huge loss of time in turn 1-2 for Phillips. He got stuck up behind Sailors. And
it looks like
Sailors
the
did not get a good restart.
Oops, sorry about that, Sean. Didn't mean to step on you there.
Oh, Phillips. Oh! Hunter Hughes.
Whoa!
Huge mistake. Huge wreck behind him, too. Yo, Fuller Porter around, up in the top 3 all race long.
Whoa,
Dead
whoa.
sideways.
He's driving back onto the race line.
Sailors around again.
Maybe he's trying to force a yellow.
I doubt that.
We're
I
not
don't
going to
think
get
it's coming
one.
out.
No, if it didn't come out a few seconds ago, it's not going out at all. There goes Scott Healy out in front. It's almost 2 seconds ahead of Jake Phillips. Phillips himself almost 2 seconds ahead of Hunter Hughes.
And in the
This
final
looks
corner
like
here, taking 2 laps to go. Does Healy have enough to hold Phillips at bay? A 1.5 second lead. The best opportunity he's had all night since the first stage. Healy gonna be able to get this thing done.
Let's see here, and there's a move right behind him. Hunter Hughes. We saw him spin earlier. He's back on the track. He's got Joseph Tucker right behind him. Tucker's trying to get around him. He's got the speed. Tucker's on newer stuff.
A little bit of a snap there, though, for Tucker. Really going to hurt the time coming through the second half of the S's here.
That's a rough spot to have. The S's are a place where you can really potentially gain some time by stretching that out and really laying it down. But getting out of there while losing time is a tough position to be in with only a few laps to go. 2 laps to go,
closing in substantially there, too. 0.3 of a second through the S's.
Oh, looks like Jordan Sailors is going to put himself on the other side of the wall here for tonight. Thank you for driving out tonight, Jordan. Sorry that you got caught up in that mix up there in turn 1.
Down to 1 second now. All the way through the final sectors of the track into the last corner here. Healy still at an advantage. 0.9 of a second now coming to the white flag. Is going to be able to hold on and sweat it for just 1 more lap to get the win here at Circuit of the Americas.
This is where, if you're Jake Phillips, you find every ounce you've got, every drop, and you push it to it. You can get second here. You can hold on and take that position. He could have it if he wanted it right now without having to work too hard, or he could find that last drop of effort, that last ounce of speed, and apply it to the course. See if he can catch up to Scott Healy. And if I was Jake Phillips, it'd be damn near a coin flip to decide how I wanted to play this one out.
Your Healy is going to be perfect here for the next couple handfuls of corners. Down 0.2 of a second, though. Healy did a great job through the S's.
He did. Good exit. Braking zones here a little bit different.
Down to 0.5 now.
Whoa! Slide out of Jake
big
Phillips
bobble
behind him.
That right there could be the slide that costs it all.
It's true. That's true. It's a good way to look at it, because that slide really robbed him of that exit momentum. He does not want to do that. And there's a slide out of Scott
huge
Healy.
Slide there.
Yeah. What a trade.
On board with Healy here.
Yeah, let's get it from Scott's perspective as he comes down. We're getting ready for the second to last turn here, folks. Very soon we'll be looking at the penultimate turn. Very soon we'll be looking at the start-finish line. Here comes Scott Healy getting ready to win it all at Circuit of the Americas. Big left turn, drop the hammer.
Oh, here comes Phillips.
Phillips right on the side, doesn't quite make it by the start-finish line.
And respectful, too. You
Very
could have
respectful.
absolutely laid to the door to him or turned him around there. Gave him plenty of room coming across the start-finish line. Two class act drivers going at it here to finish it off at Coda. Here's the replay.
Let's see this. Yeah, I'm excited to see this here. He got within a stone's throw of victory. Oh, could have taken it.
Got right into the door. So much courtesy shown though. Right there, got to the quarter panel, could have turned him around, realized I'm way too close, pulled off, made sure that he didn't wreck the 64 machine. And they both come across the line in a photo finish. What a fight for Healy, man, because it looked like this thing was absolutely lost for him. Managed to find a way to play strategy into his favor, get back up here to the point and just hold off and sweat it out for a 3-lap shootout to win. That's a huge win for him.
Yeah, and imagine going into that thinking you were just going to get 2 laps out of it. They extend it to 3. You've got an extra lap of having to hold on to the lead. A couple of slides later, you're side by side, and you think this is it. But you're side by side with a guy who understands the position you're in, doesn't want to wreck you to win the race. So congratulations again to Scott Healy. Congratulations, Jake Phillips, Joseph Tucker. We'll do the full rundown after a short commercial break. Or actually, right now. Sorry, excuse me. We'll do the full rundown right now. First place, Scott Healy. Second, Jake Phillips. Third, Joseph Tucker. Fourth, Hunter Hughes. Fifth, Drew Prohl. Sixth, Colton Gardner. Seventh, Chad Genningsman. Eighth, Kyle Westwood. Ninth, Scott Schroeder. And 10th, Jason Kratke.
In 11th place, you got Christopher Fuge, followed by James Staples in the 24 machine in 12th. 13th is going to be Cody Porter after a heartbreaking turn of events, knocking him further into the field. 14th is going to be Gary Donlin, followed by Art Nicotera in 15th. Evan Ethel in 16th. Jordan Sailors bringing it home 17th with Tony Jeffries in 18th. 19th position going to Todd Parent, followed by Tom Ringer. And rounding out the 21 truck field tonight is going to be... Nope, never mind. I'm hallucinating.
JP Jones at the end of the list there. So it will be that is the list of all the drivers that we had. And let's see if we can get a word in. Who do we have to talk to right now? Oh, we got everybody. All right. Well, first person we're going to be speaking to tonight, Joseph Tucker. I will pull him up in here and we will talk to him. Here we go. Hello, Joseph Tucker. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, congratulations on that 3rd place finish tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you had a solid race. Like, you guys up there at the front, we kept talking about like the top 4, top 5. It was shuffling through most of the night. Who do you think really gave you the best run for your money tonight?
I feel like it was Cody Porter and Scott. And I never got to fight Jake, but he would have. But that was fun. Pure road racing.
Yeah, absolutely. You, Cody Porter, unfortunately having that fallback. You weren't. You got around. You got around before that wreck in turn 1. Is that right?
I was behind. No, I was around the wreck in turn 1 when Cody got turned. I was directly behind it, which, Lord, I can't tell you about that wreck. I have different perspectives about that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you were able to make it through and find your way up here into 3rd place for tonight's race. Are you pretty familiar with COTA in general?
Ran it like Sunday for like B Open test, but that was about it. I haven't ran it ever since.
Okay. Well, you put on a pretty impressive knowledge of the track regardless, I'll say that. And you holding on for the 3rd place finish over the 36 laps that we just had. Very, very well done. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, Chassis Tuckerilla T, Mission 22, Right Turn Wrap for the Wrap, Hospital Intent Racing, Drew, Gary, Gabe. They're all fine over there and love them. And that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll see you next week for more racing.
Yep, thank you.
All righty. Oops. Oh, I just moved Sheldon. Hi, banish you to the waiting room. Sorry
man.
about that, Sheldon.
Hey, Jeff Joe.
I was trying to be helpful and I accidentally grabbed you. But anyways, that was Joseph Tucker. I'm going to let you move Jake Phillips and talk to the second place Jake Phillips right now. Go for it.
Man, Jake Phillips, impressive run tonight. So much pace here at Coda. First, man, what is the secret to getting around this place so fast?
I mean, it's just being patient, just being able to modulate the throttle, waiting for the truck to turn in, and I've won a bunch of races going back to my Formula One days here, and a bunch of IMSA races and whatnot. So I love these road courses, and it's just being patient and not taking too much out of the truck and only taking what it'll give you.
Well, I will say, I think the most impressive thing I saw out of you tonight, though, was your self-restraint. Those last couple laps did one heck of a job clawing into that advantage that Scott Healy had put down there. And you had an opportunity where you could have taken him around, walked away with the win. Selfish as it is, no harm, no foul, Doesn't matter when you're the one in victory lane, but, just absolutely respectful there. What's the racing history between you and Scott Healy been?
I've never raced against him in my life. So it was just one of those deals where I know how it'd feel if I was gotten into an incident, even if it was my fault, which I felt like it kind of was on his part if you go by road racing standards. But I'm just not going to dump a guy on the last corner, last lap. It doesn't matter if I'm a second lap faster. It just means I should put myself in a better position to get to him quicker. So I'm not going to dump a guy like that. There's no point. And I would hope everybody would want to race with me the same.
That is absolutely respectful. And talk us through your race a little bit, because we saw you kind of up and down on the totem pole starting this thing out. Didn't really see you slip into position until the later stages of the first stage. What happened to all that? Because you were rocket ship fast all night.
Yeah, I got to give a big shout out to James Morris and the bunch of the boys at Elliott Sadler Esports. They know these road courses are my bread and butter, and I really enjoy them. And they built me some bad fast setups, and this one was actually an experimental setup I ran tonight. Just kind of threw it on last second, and I was grabbing a drink and didn't get to the grid in time, so I had to start from the pit lane. But I think I made it up through the field pretty good. And fireware wasn't too bad. It's disappointing when you feel like you can win these things. And I feel like every race this season that I've participated in, I've had a shot at winning or been up front and just couldn't quite close the deal out. But second's not horrible, but wanted to win.
Well, man, I'm sure a huge confidence booster for you nonetheless. Great second place performance tonight. Who all do you want to thank for this one?
Yeah, once again, James Morris. He's been helping me a ton in the setup room there at LA Salary Sports. Same with Chris Robertson, Jared Carr, all those boys. Like I said, they know I really enjoy these races, and they put a lot of effort behind me for me to do well. And appreciate them, because I don't know how to wrench on these things. So I just drive the wheel and make it look pretty. So.
Man, great run tonight. Thanks for coming up here and talking to us. And tell Chris Sheldon says hello.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a good one. And we'll hand it back over to Joe LaCastro here with your race winner, Scott Healy.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's get Scott up in here. Scott Healy, hello again.
Well, hello. How you doing?
We're doing pretty good. We said maybe we'd talk to you later in the race, and it looks like we are. You had quite the gauntlet to hold off at the end of tonight's race. You had you had two good bumps, and then the green-white checkered situation. Did you know? When did you realize the race was going to be extended one lap, and how did you feel about that?
I wasn't prepared at all for that caution. When that caution came out, I'm like, well, I'm either screwed or I'm good. Either way, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm good at road courses. I just get screwed every time, where I just screw myself. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to really say.
That's totally fair.
It's been a crazy race, a crazy day, and I wasn't expecting to be up front, and I was expecting to crash out like I usually do. But I'm here. I'm happy.
Good. Hey, we got his perspective a little bit. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about what you were going through there at the end of the race, holding off Jake Phillips, because you had a pretty good gap going, and then he just started closing it. Where when did how did you feel going through that situation during that last lap and a half there, 2 laps?
50-50. Thank God for the cup side, us racing here. A couple of guys that I know didn't take tires on the last like 5 laps or so, or last couple laps of that last week. So I had a good idea. Plus, I was already back in like 7th before the caution came out, so I had really no option. I just had to take tires or not take tires and just get the position, and position's more better for me than fresh tires in the back of the field. Deal with all the frustration and wrecking and all that stuff. So it was just a good call at the end, getting no tires, just getting the field position, getting first place. You know, it was a little sketch. I know everybody had fresh tires behind me. I knew that Phillips was faster, Cody was faster. I don't know what happened to Cody. I heard he wrecked, but I don't know what happened. And the last couple laps was either, you know, I have to go or I'm gonna get past, and I don't like to get past, so I like to go, so that's what happened. That last corner kind of sketched me out, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
Somehow we managed to go side by side, which was pretty cool. It was a good race. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, frustrating. It was a little weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it was pretty good.
Well, it worked out great for you. Hey, it worked out great for me. You were my pick for tonight's race, and you won the race. You're the second time I've ever actually been able to successfully pull that off. I had a good feeling, and you put down an excellent clinic on the track tonight. So congratulations again for that gold medal, Scott. I think we asked you for a shout outs earlier, but anyone you want to re-shout out to or give a little thanks to tonight?
I'd like to thank you guys for bringing on the podcast, especially you for picking me again. I turned to my girlfriend because she's right next to me. I'm like, yeah, I got the broadcast a curse. I'm gonna get wrecked or something. But thankfully, no, it's all good. I appreciate you guys picking me. It's just I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, it's. Thank you guys, everyone who brings these races possible, like Dave and all them, Benjamin, all the admins and officials, and everybody who watches, and all my teammates on Team Connie, and yeah, that's really it, my man, and friends, family, and the people who watch.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. We look forward to seeing you out here next week. Take care.
I won't be here. Well, maybe I'll be here. Yeah, I'll be here next week. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
All right, Scott. Later on.
Later.
That was Scott Healy, our gold medalist from tonight's race here at COTA. It was an excellent race, 1 and all. Oh man, that left this after a week of racing at COTA. I gotta say, I'm gonna kind of miss it. Road racing makes you feel a little bit of a way sometimes when you go into the series, and then by the time I'm done with it, I'm always impressed by what I see. How do you feel about tonight's race, Sheldon?
COTA, another race in a row. Did not fail to put out a great product. And SSRL put on one heck of a show tonight. Congratulations to that podium 3, and I'm looking forward to getting back up here and doing a little bit of coverage for Phoenix here.
Yeah, we got Phoenix coming up, so look forward to that, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for more, and be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, as they say these days, to stay up with Grid Vision and everything that we're up to. So, from myself and the entire Grid Vision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your lead broadcast or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations to the race winner, Scott Healy, on winning tonight's race from Circuit of the Americas. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Darbyshire. We'll see you next time on The Grid.